I was taken into hospital with a blocked catheter. When I arrived, I was examined by a doctor. He did a scan on my bladder and on my bowel, found that my catheter was blocked, but I had severe constipation. Nothing was actually done about it at the time, and that was very worrying. I tried to explain that a blocked catheter and constipation was very serious, as having a spinal cord injury, I had a condition called autonomic dysreflexia, which was when the blood pressure would shoot up very, very high. The nurse did my blood pressure. At the time, I said to the nurse that this was very high for me, and her response was very much, it's within the hospital range, so they weren't worried about it. My PA noticed that my lips had gone bright red and the left side of my face was starting to go very red and blotchy down the side of my neck. She asked the nurse if she'd take the blood pressure again, and it was 198. The nurse still didn't seem to be worried about this, saying that it was still within the hospital range. When you're faced with this condition and nobody is taking any notice of what you are trying to tell them, it is very, very scary that you're lying there and you've got a pounding headache because you know that your blood pressure is going higher and higher, and yet the medical staff treating you aren't acknowledging that it's very, very serious for somebody with autonomic dysreflexia to be left unchecked. Made me feel humiliated, and it made me feel very, very scared. I wasn't being taken seriously, and it was upsetting, and I felt frustration, like I was making it up or I wanted to have extra attention. If I hadn't had the nifedipine, then the consequences of that, I dread to think what could have happened to me. To have the possibility, a high possibility, of having a stroke or even death, it doesn't bear thinking about. When I explained that I needed my bowel care in the morning, her response to that was, "We don't have anybody here to do that." So my PA had to do my bowel care in A&E behind a curtain, which was very stressful and embarrassing. It needs to be highlighted that this is a very serious condition and it is a very real condition. If I had to give one final message, it would be to take notice of what the expert patient says.